there was his home. Nietzsche was already there, slouching on a stately stalagmite. He brushed off Jesus' efforts at a hug and snarled, "What do you want?" "Just wanted to see if I could do anything about your obviously wounded self-esteem," said Jesus. "What," replied Nietzsche, "you cheek-turning, ego-phobiac, Mount Sermonizer?" Jesus blushed, and the angel Gabriel appeared in the back of the cave with a miraculously suspended halo hat and blindingly white wings unfurled. He blew his trumpet as if to summon the multitudes. "Ah," sighed Jesus, smiling at Gabriel, "you, Friedrich, have to condemn the meek in yourself to achieve the God perspective that was my effortless birthright." "Smirthright," mumbled Nietzsche. "I'm a God just like everyone who creates their own lives." At this, Gabriel swooped down at Nietzsche like an angry eagle, but Nietzsche apparently saw him not. Sharon, however, drew his hands from under his robe to make the universal sports symbol for timeout. "You agreed to the rules of debate," Sharon said to Jesus. "No supernatural hanky-panky." "I can't control God," Jesus grinned, "or Friedrich's guilt-ridden protections." Angrily, Sharon pounded his staff, and the three-eyed, 10-armed Shiva appeared and announced, "Shiva, destroyer of worlds, at your service." Sharon pointed to Gabriel, and Shiva and Gabriel began to wrestle with a flurry of arms and wings in the back of the cave. "Proceed," said Sharon to Jesus. "Well, you'll just have to buy the book to see what happens." However, I can tell you that Nietzsche's final words were, "As long as there have been people, we have felt too little joy. That alone is our original sin. And learning better to feel joy, we learn best not to hurt others. By my love and hope I entreat you, do not reject the hero in your soul. Keep holy your highest hope." For many liberals, our highest hopes include much of what Jesus preached, such as, "And you have heard it been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you, and do good to them who despitefully use you." Amen. Thank you for your patient attention. Are there any questions, comments, or observations?
How much is the book? Do you have enough to go around?
I have enough to go around. The book is $15, but if you're willing to write a blurb and leave your email address so I can hassle you about it, it's $10.
All right.
That's my marketing plan.
All right.
So if you're going to ask a question, I'm going to dance about the audience here and hold this in front of you.
Will you hold it?
I will just try to move quickly.
You remind me of what I read one time. It's on a t-shirt of mine. Nietzsche, God is dead. God, Nietzsche is dead.
That's right.
And how did this balance out?
Well, I don't know if there's anybody here that saw my pathetic little advertising campaign, but I had signs advertising this event. It said, "Finally, a comprehensive solution to the controversies between God and no God, capitalism and socialism, and Paris Hilton and Meryl Streep." But as a free thinker, you know, whether you believe in God, it doesn't really matter anymore, because as liberals believe in the benevolent God anyway, so he's going to be nice to you. So what you have is a God, no God spectrum, and you can drift along that anywhere you want, anytime you feel like. So, complete freedom.
You made some, I thought, fascinating points about technology these days. And I wonder if you could talk to us a little bit about how you see the relationship between where we are technologically and where we are spiritually.
Well, yeah, of course, technology has outstripped spiritual. And, you know, as Einstein said, the atom bomb changes everything but our way of thinking. But on the other hand, of course, we just had the big internet revolution in the Middle East, so it's just this wild tug is going back and forth. So yeah, that may be the race, is whether our technology outstrips our humanity.
Or whether we recognize that God gave us the ability to forward technology.
Interesting.
That could be true too.
Follow up to that?
If we take the $10 version, can we count on getting from you some information that will say, you can do this to help with the present conditions in this country?
You want me to advise you about what to do? You want me to advise you what to do with most of your time?
I would like something that's positive, as opposed to just people sitting around as we do saying, this is so God awful. I want something to do to help change.
All right. Well, part of the liberating liberals part is I really believe that as the last quote I read by Nietzsche, that you know, by learning better to feel joy, we learn best not to hurt others. And so Nietzsche sort of sees, whether right or wrong, Christianity as operating on a sort of guilt method. And so you do good because of guilt. But Nietzsche said, you know, wherever I felt great, I was really nice to people. And so I would say that would be your first thing, is to get happy yourself.
I think I've already done that.
So that when we deal with people we're trying to change, we're not, you know, too frenzied around them or too bombastic. But second, politics. I'm a big believer in politics, so you go for it.
After 60 years.
As I said, I ran for mayor. For $100, you can run for mayor in this town. In fact, November, I think we're electing a new one, or the same one. And you go down to the board of elections, give them $100, and you get $50,000 worth of free advertising. Because you get 4 front-page stories on the Asheville Citizen, 3 in the Mountain Express, all these other newspapers. You can get your message out. And it's just waiting there, laying there for, I think everybody in here should run once in their life.
What might Gandhi think of us today? And this is a two-part question. You could either say, what might Gandhi think of us today in the United States? Or what might Machiavelli think of us?
Well, I'm afraid Machiavelli would really like Karl Rove. But on the other hand, he might think liberals are not devious enough. And Gandhi, you know, Gandhi channeled through King, who said, you know, America's the greatest purveyor of violence in the world, way back in 1960, what was that, 67, and now it's just escalated, so. But America's such a strange combination, you know, we're a lot of fairly happy people. We are happy enough to get out on a Sunday afternoon, and we don't really want to kill everybody in the Middle East or take control of them, but here we are. But who knows what's under the surface, you know? I mean, electing Obama was a miracle that I still can't get over. And of course, he disappoints lots of us, but who knows what tomorrow may bring.